When I told my husband about what I found on my daughter's car, he called the police. I had just gotten home from work, but as I pulled into the driveway, I noticed something weird on my daughter's car. There was a zip tie looped around her door handle, just a plain black zip tie, hanging there like someone had put it on as a joke or something. I didn't think much of it. I figured maybe one of her friends did it as a prank. I was gonna go inside and ask her, but just as I was walking inside, my daughter was leaving. Bye, Mom. Going to Olivia's house. I just smiled and said bye, not even having time to ask about the zip tie. I just went inside and figured I'd ask my husband instead what it meant. I found him in the kitchen cooking dinner, and I asked about his day, and a few minutes later I remembered it. I mentioned it to him, kind of laughing about it like it was this funny little mystery. Oh, the weirdest thing, I said. There was a zip tie on Jackie's car door handle, like just looped around it. Isn't that random? I was smiling when I said it, but when I looked over at my husband, he wasn't smiling at all. He froze while stirring the pasta sauce. He turned to me and said, "A what? A what was on her car?" I didn't understand why he was reacting like this. Just a zip tie? Is it something bad? But he dropped the wooden spoon. Where is she? She didn't just drive away, did she? I told him she went to Olivia's house and his whole body tensed. His hands were on the back of his head and he was pacing, trying to think of what to do. What does it mean? Why are you acting like this? But he was already moving toward the bedroom. I still had no idea what he was doing, but he's been the police chief for 10 years, so I knew it had to be something really serious. And before I realized what was going on, I heard beeping coming from our closet. He was unlocking our safe and I watched him pull out his handgun. "Honey, will you just talk to me?" But he was speed walking towards the garage. "No, there's no time. We need to find her." He was jumping into his truck, but I wasn't letting him leave without me, so I followed him out and got into the passenger seat before he could put it in reverse. Once we were on the road, he said, "Baby, you have to listen to me. She's in danger. Kidnappers put zip ties on their next victims' cars, tagging them as an easy target. She could be gone by now." I gasped and put my hand over my mouth, just trying to stay calm. But literally, a few seconds after, my phone lit up. I grabbed it at Mach speeds and saw it was a text from Jackie. "Help. Oh my God, she just texted me help. She is in trouble." My husband put the pedal to the metal and picked up his police radio. "This is the chief. My daughter is being kidnapped. All units right effing now." He blew through every red light to get to Olivia's house. And when we got there, I saw Jackie's car in the driveway. The driver's side door was wide open. Nobody was inside. My husband slammed on the brakes and we both jumped out. He was yelling her name. I was screaming it. The car was just sitting there, empty. Door hanging open like someone had pulled her right out of it. Within minutes, there were sirens everywhere. Officers were pulling up, running toward us, asking what happened. Someone was yelling, "Chief, what do we got?" But my husband just kept screaming for all units to search the area. And once they saw the zip tie, they knew it was serious. "Find my daughter! Find her now!" A helicopter appeared overhead, spotlight cutting through the dark, sweeping across the neighborhood. But after what felt like hours, my husband just sat there looking at the zip tie holding me, sobbing about how he'll never see his baby girl again. And then, just as we thought she was gone for real, the front door of Olivia's house opened. Everyone went silent. Every cop, every radio, every voice just stopped. And standing there in the doorway wearing pajamas and rubbing her eyes like she had just woken up from a nap was my daughter. She looked around at the complete chaos and says, "Dad, what the hell are you doing here?" We both ran over and hugged her, as the cops followed, wanting to know what this was. "Where have you been?" I was yelling. "We thought you were kidnapped. We thought they took you." She looked completely confused. "What? No, I've been inside." My husband pointed at her car. "Your door was wide open." She looked at it confused. "Oh, oops. Yeah, I forgot to close it. My bad." I wanted to shake her. "But you texted me. You texted help." And just as I pulled up my phone with literally everyone watching, we saw her text. Help after she shared a TikTok of a wiener dog in a Grinch costume. We just took her straight home, but completely forgetting to take off the zip tie. She drove to school the next day with it on, and we haven't seen her since.